You were telling us earlier that your mother ran the building
My,
across the street.
my mother ran preschools and daycare centers for 40 years, and my sisters were involved in that business. And I grew up in the furniture business with my grandfather and my father. So my parents, with all these kids, kind of had a built-in labor pool,
Yeah.
unpaid, of course, when we were young. But the school here, they operated. My mother and my sisters operated for about 40 years.
Nice.
And but her first school was in the central district of actually it was in Holly Park. And if you're not familiar with Holly Park, it's where Rainier Beach is. It's kind of the tough part of Rainier Beach.
I know Rainier Beach area,
Yeah. Anyway, so that was really my window into shared humanity, as I like to call it. And I'll tell you just a quick example of that. There were 100. She had 100 children under her care, and all of them were what was referred to at the time as welfare children. We call them DSHS kids today. And one day, I was about 10 years old at the time. There were two kids that were dropped off at the school, and at 6 o'clock, about half hour after closing time, those two kids were still there.
Wow.
And so my mother had to make a decision. And all of these kids were in a tough spot, right? They were either children being raised by aunts or uncles or friends because their parents were in prison. That was kind of ground zero for the crack cocaine community, Holly Park. And so the government at the time had this wonderful idea that if they doubled or tripled the sentence for crack cocaine possession, that would somehow decrease the demand.
Jeez.
But anyway, what it really did is it just fractured families. And so anyway, my mom had to make this choice, and her choice that night was to bring them home. So I had 3 sisters, and now here are 2 more kids. And of course, my dad was, hey, wait a minute, we have a house full of kids already. We really can't take
You got an
2
$85
more.
house payment.
Right. Yeah, we got to get these kids working. But
Earn your keep.
These kids were 2 and 3 years old. Anyway,
I'll
so,
give them a little bit.
yeah, maybe half day. But anyway, so they slept on the couch that night, and my parents agreed, you know what, whatever happens, we have to turn these kids into the public welfare system if their mom doesn't come and get them. Anyway, so the same day or next day, same problem, no mom. And so my mom has to make a decision.